Welcome to my home on the water. I've been living full-time on this thing for the last 6 months here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I want to give you guys a full in-depth tour of this thing, all around the outside, all around the inside. So let's jump into it and start on the outside of this thing. All right, she's a 2007 Cruisers Yachts 300 CXI. It has twin Volvo Penta 5.0 GXI motors with closed cooling systems. This is the starboard side of it. Let's head over to the front or the bow or whatever you want to call it. We're currently on anchor. It's got like 15 feet of chain and then the rest is all rope. Has a searchlight on the front that pans and tilts and all that good stuff. This is actually for the horn. Got a little window that goes into my bed actually. Right here on the port side is access to vacuum out all of the waste from the black tank. Right next to it's just a little air vent. You don't want to be near that whenever the black tank is full because it gets a little nasty. Got another window, that one goes into the kitchen. Move farther down. Right here we have a vent for the bathroom, as well as an opening to put in fresh water to fill the 30-gallon freshwater tank, and then just an air vent to allow air to come out as you fill in the water. This window right here goes into the aft cabin sleeping area. Right down here on the port side as well is where all of the water comes out that's cooling down the AC. So when you have the AC on, water's coming out of there. Also the water from the kitchen sink and bathroom sink. Everything from there all comes out that same hole. Looks kind of nasty. I have the full camper enclosure up right now. It's because the weather hasn't been looking too great. I didn't want to risk getting rained on today. I'm kind of guy cruising by on a little tiny John boat. All right, we got the big swim platform on the back. See if I can give you a shot of the outdrives. They're super dirty right now. I mean, it's been in the water all summer long. But we got trim tabs right down there as well, and some underlighting for underneath the swim platform. All right, on the swim platform, got a little storage area for a couple bumpers. I believe this is a flag holder. I'm not 100% sure. It has to be, or a fishing rod holder, I don't know. Starboard side gas tank. Down here, we have a washdown pump. This actually sucks up water from underneath the boat, pumps it through here, pretty high PSI, and then you have this hose so you can spray down the backside and everything. This one right here is for the city water hookup, so when you're at the docks, you can hook up the hose there, have constant water inside the boat, and never have to worry about it. This is just from the old radio. That doesn't even work anymore. I just didn't want to have a giant hole there. Got a nice ladder. It's pretty freaking long, so that makes getting in and out of the boat nice and easy when you're out. We have the port side gas as well, and also a little wash down shower thing too, but never use this one. Just always use that one. It's way more high pressure. This one just came on the boat. I think that one the previous owners installed. Also, yes, I know the name is not great, but it's from the previous owners and I never took the time to change it because it's kind of a process. Little storage area in here. This is where your hookups are for shore power. This used to be for like hooking up cable for TV. A little outdated. It's kind of just where I put all the nasty storage, stuff that's all wet and gross. But let's step inside the boat. So right here we have a little ice maker. It's a little dirty at the moment. I mean, I've been living on this thing full time, so you know, take it easy on me. It's a little messy. But ice maker here. We just got some outlets for the cockpit area. This is the switch for that washdown pump out back. Got little seating all the way around. This table. This is the engine hatch. Actually, we'll do that after. I have all the enclosures here. Cup holders, a little sink for, well, I have the water turned off, but a little sink for out here. I don't really know why you'd ever need it. It kind of just ends up being a garbage can. The captain's chair, it's got the bolster, so that slides up. You could sit up a little bit higher so that way you can see over. A million switches and buttons. We'll run through them super fast. These are the ignitions for the starboard and port motor. This is for the blowers, so that sucks all the fumes out of the engine compartment. And then if for some reason one of your batteries died on one of the motors for one of the starting batteries, you can hit this button. It parallels both starting batteries together and allows you to kind of like jumpstart your own boat. These are obviously the throttles, right and left, or I'm sorry, starboard and port. We got the trim, so that'll trim the motors up and down. Just got a bunch of fuses down here. This switch is actually for the under swim platform lighting. We've got the radio, so that way you can radio into the dams and the locks whenever you need to go through the locks. If you need to talk to barges or your friends or whatever you want to do. This is the sound system I installed. We got the trim tabs. So those are the hydraulic tabs that are under the water where, so say you have a lot of people sitting on one side of the boat and it's really leaning when you're cruising, you can literally just trim one of those tabs down a little bit and it'll kind of level the boat out and you can make it a lot more comfortable for everybody. Got a outdated GPS sticker on like how to use it. It just came off, but I never need to use that thing. We got the compass. This is for the old radio here. This is for the searchlight up front. So you can turn it on and then move it side to side, up and down, whatever you need to do. It's kind of helpful when you're docking at nighttime. And then the windlass, so this is for the anchor. I can control it up and down and pull the anchor up and down from sitting right here. Bilge pumps, so that's whenever water is down inside the hull of the boat, you could pump it out. There's one in the back of the boat, one in the front of the boat. Depth gauge, that just activates this over here so you can see how deep it is. It's 24 feet right here and the water is 74 degrees and we are facing west. Windshield wiper. I think it's like one of the most pointless things ever on a boat. The horn, engine room lights, cockpit lights, spreader lights being up there, but I actually rewired the spreader lights to be the lights for my speakers that are inside the speakers. And then just a dimmer, which controls how bright all of the gauges are. And then your lights to turn on the navigation lights. So there's a red and green up front, and then one white light up top, or if you push it down, it only lights up the top one for the anchor. Like if you're on anchor overnight, you need to leave that on. Got a little lounge area right here full of all my camera gear. Let's cruise up front. Go up these two little steps. Got these little bow cushions, so you can hang out up here. I always throw a little pillow there, a towel, and just lay it out on the front. I point the two speakers facing forward and just kind of relax up here. I don't know a lot of proper terminology, so go ahead and just correct me in the comments. I like to call this a porthole or escape hatch, or I don't know, but it's a freaking window that goes into my bed. Once that opens, it goes straight down into my bed. These are foot buttons that I will not use at the moment because we're on anchor. Actually, I can use it. So that'll let rope out, or if you need to pull it back in, it'll pull it all back in for you. That way you don't have to do it by hand. It's one of the best things ever. This is all that's in there. Just an extra cleat, a little safety chain. That should be wrapped around there right now, but it's such a calm day that I'm not worried about it. If it's windy at all, or if I'm tied up to more boats, I'll always throw some extra slack and toss it around that cleat just so all of the weight of the boat's not pulling only on the windlass itself. Got the little light up top for navigation and for anchor, and the antenna over there for the radio. But let's go back down and head inside. Bit of a mess, but all the way to the front of the boat, we have my bed. It's a very awkward shaped bed, but it's pretty freaking huge and it's super comfortable. I love this thing so much. There's a little window that goes right up to the front. Over to the left, we have a vent for the AC, so it keeps my bed nice and cool. Just a light switch for all the lights around the bed. And then there are privacy curtains on either side, so that can completely close and shut that all off, but I never need to. I just leave it all open all the time. We got some secret storage underneath the mattress, but it's kind of hard to lift up, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Storage all through the kitchen area. Got a little mini fridge. It's kind of small, but it gets the job done. We have the AC controls right here. Light switches for back there. Oh, actually for those ones, and also for back there. Got the microwave, the single burner, electric stovetop, storage everywhere. This is where I keep all my clothes, which I'm currently doing laundry, so a lot of my clothes are not here. I'm running out of clothes. We got the sink with the little extra countertop extender. And over here, we have basically where I spend all my time doing computer work. A little lounge couch area with a ton of storage up above it. Big TV that I never use. I only used this whenever my laptop was broken and I had to use this as a secondary screen, but now it just kind of hangs out there. If I ever had like a lot of free time, I would totally just watch movies on it, but I don't know. Here's the old radio right here. Doesn't do anything, it's completely disconnected. I took everything out, but there was a massive hole there, so I kind of just use it to plug that hole. We go into The aft, we have this big wraparound couch, which is one of my favorite parts of this entire boat. It's tall enough that I have a really tall torso. I have like the torso of a 6'4" person, but I'm actually only 5'10", really short legs, long torso. But imagine me being a 6'4" person and you still have room above your head the whole way around. That's the intake for the air conditioner, another AC vent here. And then these cushions right here come out. And then that one and this one, and then there's a triangle one right there, all fill this whole area in and makes one massive bed. This is just like an extra mini fridge that I had, so I just leave it here, use it for drinks and whatnot on the weekend. The other one's all just for my food, but I'll let friends and everything put whatever they want in this one. Of course, got the massive stock of Red Bull all the time. And then there's also these courtesy shades back here, or privacy shades, whatever you want to call them, but blocks off this whole area, so whoever's staying back here can have their own private little area. A TV from 2007. Never even tried to turn it on. No point. And then let's move. I just realized I'm using all wrong terminology here. Not the kitchen, it is the galley. And not the bathroom, which is what I was gonna say, it's the head. I don't really care about using proper terminology. I know what I'm talking about. Like, who cares, really? But it's a pretty decent sized bathroom. We have these tracks around the top, so these curtains come all the way around. This goes right there. And then has a hot water tank that works very good. So you can take scalding hot showers in here. You just are kind of like crammed and don't have a ton of space, but it's really nice to be able to shower on here. I've done it many times. Storage for bathroom things, more storage underneath. Really not that bad for a 31-foot boat. Let's head over to the engine room. Climb down into the engine room. Well, before we do, actually, it's a 5 kilowatt generator on the left, and then we have the two Volvo Penta V8s on the right. Both engines only have 330 hours on them, I believe, right now, which is very, very low for this year of a boat. And I've put over 110 of those hours on just this year by myself. We have the amps over here for the sound system. I installed all of that. I put these two brand new batteries. So these are the two house batteries. Put those ones in to run all of the systems in the boat when I'm off the dock. This is the starting battery for the port side motor. And this is the starting battery for the starboard side motor. Back in there, that big silver cube, that is the hot water heater. We got the battery charger that charges all of the batteries while we're at the dock. This entire thing is a 62.5 gallon gas tank for the starboard side motor. We have the exact same thing on the other side right behind the amps. One big 62.5 gallon tank, so 125 gallons total. We got all the battery switches, fuses, terminals, the fire suppression system. Down in between the motors is the pump for that washdown hose on the back. Pretty much sums up the entire engine compartment. It's kind of hard to move around and show you guys things in here. But like I said, I've been living on this thing full time all summer long since April, and it has been the greatest time ever. I do not regret a single second of it, even though I've spent a lot of money on upgrades and repairs, and there's definitely been some headaches, but that's to expect with owning a boat. It's a constant battle with maintenance and upkeep and issues, but I don't know why being on the water makes me so happy. I love it. I don't know. I feel like I'm just meant to be here. Coming from, I used to live in a school bus, a short school bus that I converted into a tiny home for 4 years. Then I moved into an ambulance that I lived in for 2 years. Then I traveled around for maybe like 7 months or so in a minivan. I still have the minivan, so I cruise around in that. That's my daily driver, which I can still take on trips. Just very minimal build in it. I can just toss the bed right in the back. I got some shelving and I can easily convert it back to a minivan, but that's my daily driver while I have the boat when I need to go do land people things. So moving into this thing has been so much more space. I already want to buy a bigger boat with diesel motors and cruise all the way down to the Bahamas and the Keys, and I have a lot of ideas, but hurricanes also scare me. The open water in the ocean scares me. The rivers are nice and safe. We'll see, we'll see. I have a lot of different ideas that I want to do. But if you have any questions, comments, anything you want to say, drop it down below. I'm going to try to respond to as many comments. I always try to. And if you're interested in the boat life, check out this video right here. There's a ton more on my channel. I've been documenting all of my life of living on this boat. So definitely check out some more videos, subscribe to the channel, and I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I'm gonna load up the paddleboard here. I'm probably gonna go hop up on the bow, turn some music on, and just relax for a little while, and then cruise back to the docks. Maybe go meet up with my parents for some dinner. I'm not sure, but thank you guys. Appreciate all the support, and I will see you guys for the next video. Got lots of them coming. Peace.